So today I've been tinkering around with the spark plugs and just having a look in the Dizzy, reset the points gap, and a general little bit of an overhaul, you know, just on the plugs, etc. around there. Now, before, I used to have a definite pop every now and again from the exhaust pipe. A really bad sort of loud like puff. So after tinkering around, I found one plug that was almost closed right up, so it wouldn't have been sparking very well at all. But now, after opening up the gap and cleaning the plug, that popping has gone. Bear in mind this is still on a bit of choke, but listening to that, I'm thinking that sounds okay. There was a couple of pop-up there's but only light, whereas before I think that plug wasn't sparking very well, and it was like building up with fuel, and it was just poof, out it went in one big bang, if you like. But now I'm just going to go and push the choke in a bit and just slow that down. So I've just pushed the choke in, but not all the way in because it didn't like it, because I've only just started it up and it's still cold. But that's sounding all right there. That's as far as I can get the choke in at the minute without it stalling. But quite happy with that. A little bit of condensation coming out of there now as it's warming up. But that sounded much better than before. So what I need to do is take it on a run and see how well it runs. And I'm happy with the sound under the bonnet. Does that sound a bit too rattly with them tappets? That's going to be my next job, I think. But this number 4 plug here, that was almost closed right up, so God knows what they've done when they put that in. And it was black as well, so it's the only sooty one, whereas it's not been firing properly, see? But now I'm pretty happy with what's going on now here. That's ticking over nicely. And I also reset the points gap. So I've had a look at that, reset that. Need to take it out on a good run now. Okay, we've got Huey out on jacks. It's not been that often since I've had Huey on jacks. So today I wanted to check the tracking, although it has the tracking has been set at a garage with one of these 4-wheel alignment tools, you know, where they put one on the back wheel and one on the front wheel, line it all up. But it actually shows on that the rear wheels are towing out, which is probably quite understandable because the rear has got a narrower track to what the front has, with this one being disc brakes. So this is an inch wider at the front. So I was a little bit dubious with what I read on the paper, and it was telling me that this was actually towing in just a tiny touch. I can't remember the percentage on the paper now, but that's irrelevant. But after checking out Martin Hindley's tracking on his P4, his 80, his was miles out. So I'd bought these bits of angle off of eBay. I think they're about 20 or 30 quid or something, dirt cheap. And literally all you do is bolt them up to the hub one either side, and then you measure it from end to end, from the other side to this side, making sure of course that the tape is level and not bending. So what I found after having set everything up, I just knocked my glasses on the wing mirror. So here I'm hoping we can see that at a good angle there. Where am I? Wrong bit, that bit there. So if I try and get that straight, that is, it's a job to get the phone at the right angle. But anyway, that is right on the 70. So it's 1 metre 47 centimetres. So that's the front section. Now we will look at the rear. Give me a minute, I'll just pause this because I can't hold the camera and move everything around to the other end. I need a set of 4 hands. Hang on. Okay, I've now moved it from the front to the rear, and we've got exactly the same reading. So 1 metre 40, and trying to hold that steady, it's bang on the 70. So I'm happy with that. There we go, that's better in focus. And try and get it bang on, there we go. Right, I'm quite happy with that, because to me that's set up parallel, which everyone says with radials it should be parallel and not towing in. Although I am going to check the paperwork later and see exactly what they came up with their 4-wheel alignment, but I can't see that that's going to work if it's got a narrow track on the rear to the front. How can you line up the front and the back if it's narrower on the back to it is at the front? How the hell does that work? Maybe I'm just thinking wrong, but if somebody can explain that to me in the comments, then I'd much appreciate that. But for now, I'm just going to leave that track in there. I'm just going to make sure everything is actually tightened up and nothing's loose, because we're going away to the national meet in a couple of weeks. So I just want to make sure everything is tiggity-boo, so to speak. So there you go. I think it's next week actually, the 16th. Yeah, I don't know what the date is today, but there you go. Just want to check the thing over before I go, make sure there's nothing falling off. But I'm thinking under here it's pretty much, let's put a bit of light on that. Now I'm thinking it's not looking too bad. It's had an anti-roll bar, which I know Ian Portsmore put on. That was a few years ago though, a couple of years back or so. Springs look okay, although I would like to change them for something a little bit lower. But what I am going to do is change the rear springs. So I have some new rear springs. They're just chucked down in the side of the garage at the minute on top of the Salisbury axle and that old wheel. But they're brand new P4s. The other thing what I'd like to do is wrap them in that, is it called Denso tape? You know, to stop them all rusting away, etc. That would be nice. But first of all, I'm going to fit these springs to the rear of the car. This wing wants some work on it. But anyway, the ride height, I'm not sure whether that's too low. The springs look like they're sitting flat. Whether they should still be a bit of a curve in them when new springs go on or not, I don't know. But I mean, this one, it don't sit too bad. I've had it parked up on a curb line, and it's definitely higher at the front to the back when you're going by the side sills here, you know, the trim bits. So when it's sat at a curb, there's a bigger gap at the front than there is at the rear, so it's definitely higher at the front. The whole thing's not sitting level. So I'm going to change the rear springs first and see how we sit before I start messing with the front springs. Anyway, any comments? Be gratefully received, especially on the tracking. I'm sure I've got that right with having it parallel and not towing in for radial tyres. I'm sure somewhere along the line somebody told me that. But anyway, yeah, comments would be good. Any advice would be good, because I'm no professor of P4s, I'll tell you. It's my first P4, got it just before Christmas, and this is one massive learning curve. So thanks a lot, we'll catch up with you all later. So when I'm out working on a car, or any car, but more so just the P4, this little one here has to come with me.
Across the Miami Grand Prix weekend, we've been attending one such initiative.
I do have a blanket on the chair there, but that soon falls off. But this little one just doesn't like going anywhere without me. Or I can't go anywhere without her. So this is her, nice and cosy. She's got a bowl of water down there.
The aim is for greater representation,
what have you just heard?
Diversity and inclusion in motorsport,
yeah, I've got her.
creating meaningful change for young people through education, empowerment and employment opportunities. We are in Miami doing
So
this, but
I shall stop the video now because she's all poked her head up.
Silverstone and Sao Paulo, and in 2026
She's looking at Mum through the window, ain't ya?
At the British Grand Prix,
Good
as
girl.
well as at the US Grand Prix in
Good girl.